Today is another interesting day. Anyway, I'm speaking to Reverend Isaac Owusu, who is the National President of the Ghana National Association of Teachers. He was a former chairman of the Central Regional NAT, if I'm right, and one of the people who is believed to take NAT to the next level. Today, NAT as well as other teacher unions are at the verge of either calling off a strike or going into negotiation. What is the future for today's meeting?
Well, thank you very much. I think since Friday, we've been engaging government on the issue of the cooler, and we've not been able to come to a common conclusion. Yesterday, they invited us. We couldn't make any concrete decision. Today, there is another invitation inviting all organized labor leadership to meet to find amicable solution to the situation. But what I can tell you is that we that have declared the strike, we are still on strike.
Okay.
And until we see that the government has shown some sort of commitment.
What kind of commitment do you need from government?
The commitment is simple. They should grant our request for us.
In context, government is saying that the law doesn't allow them to negotiate whilst you are on strike. What happens to that law?
Please, where we have reached, nobody should make any attempt to try to bring in any law. Because you have seen that it is not only the teacher unions who are on strike.
Yeah.
I've been to hear other unions and associations that have also started declaring strike.
Yeah, that is true.
So the issue doesn't concern teachers alone. So where we have not reached where we want to do law. Where we have reached, we need an amicable solution. The government himself has admitted that whatever the workers are demanding are legitimate.
Yeah, that is true.
So please, we have not gotten to the stage where we are going to talk about law.
Law, good. So today's meeting, if you look critically at the invitation, is said to be an emergency meeting, and obviously, COLA will be one of the key issues to discuss. What happens if you still go and they still request the law? Can government also suspend the law, the legal aspect, and then humbly discuss the negotiation?
Please, we have been invited for a meeting, so we'll go and listen to whatever the government has for us.
And what is your assurance for your members? Yesterday, 2 days ago, I earlier indicated that why not suspend the strike within some duration, negotiate. If you are not interested, you go back to strike. And it has become a very serious issue being discussed, but it's a debatable topic actually. Your members are having some kind of hope, and this is the first time in so many years that you see members of teacher unions having some level of hope in leadership. How do you feel?
I think we will have to acknowledge the effort and the support our members have given us. This indicates that we didn't even call for the strike. The agitation emanated from the grassroots. And so definitely they will be happy that the leadership have listened to them and taken action on their behalf.
That is true. That is true. So after today's meeting, whatever the outcome may be, what is the future for the teacher unions?
We believe and pray that today's meeting will see the commitment on the part of the employer, making sure that whatever that the workers are requesting will be granted. And then 2, if we are able to see the commitment, there are other pertinent issues confronting us as teachers. And that one, we will have to deal with it specifically with the Ghana Education Service and the Ministry of Education. So when we finish this one, we want to assure our members that all challenges confronting us, we as their leaders are ready to make sure that if we are not able to solve all, at least majority of them to see the daylight.
Good. Let's look at the negotiation. Will you be willing to reduce the percentage? Looking at the current rate of inflation and the rate of inflation is increasingly higher. Do you think that you will be willing to reduce the 20% COLA request?
Please, I will not be able to comment on that because, you know, if we start negotiation, each party is supposed to have a trust in the other. So for now, if I comment publicly on whether we reduce or we increase, I might not be fair to the other party who is not on the line with me now. So for now, what I can say is that allow us to go to the table. If indeed they want us to negotiate and they bring it, at least now it's a work of organized labor, and we are part of organized labor. So we'll get to know where we have to conclude as a team.
Great. Let me leave you as you prepare towards the 1 p.m. meeting. We will talk after the meeting as well.
Thank you very much, my brother.
All right. Thank you very much. That was the president of GNAT, with me, Ellis Ferdinand. Have a good morning, sir.